from me realizing that there is a greater me on the inside of me. The phrase, there's a greater you on the inside of you, means being above normal, understanding your worth, and being confident in knowing who you are. But the first person who has to realize that there's a greater you on the inside of you is you. In life, we all go through stages of the good, the bad, and the ugly, which leads us to our purpose and promise. UTCM is a platform where you get to share your story and your truth of unmasking moments that allows you to embrace all stages in your life. UTCM looks forward to many people being able to unmask, uncover, and unveil themselves on the podcast. Thank you for watching and joining us.
We live. I feel like I want to sing a song. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Hey. Hey. I am super excited, everybody. Okay, so let me just make sure I could see. All right, so I tagged you guys in the comments on Facebook. So if you told anybody to watch on Facebook, they would be able to watch from your Facebook and also YouTube too as well. And I'll put up the comments as people come in to say hi. So if everybody saw my flyer, right, I'm not ashamed to say when I made an error or I made a mistake. Right. So I did on a date. And actually one of my good friends that I used to work with, she reached out to me like, Naisha, did you mean Thursday or did you mean Sunday? I'm just a little confused. I was like, no, it's actually supposed to be on Thursday. So Kayla is not able to join us tonight, but that is okay because we're sending love to my Kayla. I love you so much. And Tyra, she's coming on. She is gonna pop on, but she's traveling right now back home. So when Tyra comes on, I'll have her join in with us. But we have our other wonderful ladies. I so appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you so much for your willingness to come on to join me tonight. I mean, with no hesitation. When I asked y'all was like, absolutely, I'm down. And my bestie, my bestie, Sheena, she be so busy, and I'm like, bestie, are you gonna write it in your? She's like, I got it. I got it. So I am super excited. Thank y'all so much. Hey y'all, what's up? I'm like over excited. I kept sending them text messages and everything, y'all. So I'm excited. Hey family. I'm starting to say UTCM family. I'm like, okay, that's ringing a bell a little bit.
Okay, I like it.
I like that UTCM family. So hey, on my UTCM family on Facebook, UTCM family on YouTube. I'm just excited to be here. I'm excited to be here. This is season 3, episode 2. Welcome to the Pop-Up Podcast.
Yeah. Thank you for having
me. Yes.
So each one of these beautiful ladies was on season 1 of my podcast when I first started it in 2021. Right, and I can definitely say that I've seen the growth, that I have seen the continuous journey of the unmasking, because I'm in relationship with each one of these ladies, and we do talk. So I want you guys just to reintroduce yourselves, right? Because the people, they already know you a little bit, right? But I want you to reintroduce yourself. And whoever wants to go first, you can, but don't have me call on you.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Sheena.
Hey!
No, I just thought that sounded cute. I didn't want to go first, though.
That's it.
Right, Dee?
All right.
Right.
Girl. Go now. Go.
Girl.
That sounds cute, though. That did cute.
It did.
Go ahead, Bestie. Reintroduce yourself. Who are you, and what do you do?
Hello, everyone. My name is Joshina Battle, but of course, everybody who knows me call me Sheena for short. I am the owner and founder of Lock in My Glory. I finally got my business up and running, and when I tell you it is blossoming, it is blossoming. I'm so grateful. I'm thankful. And yeah, that's who I am.
Period.
Yes. I'm loving it.
Who wants to go next?
I'll introduce myself. So my name is Gianna Cook. Y'all can call me Gianna or G. I am now a senior in college. When I did this, I was a sophomore. The pilot episode. So now we almost done, y'all. We almost done.
All right.
So I'm graduating with my master's. Well, not my master's. We're gonna get to masters. But I'm going
right.
In English with a minor in criminal justice. So I'm just so excited to be here. But
Dope. And that's dope. It is.
So dope.
Thank you.
I am Tempest. I am wife, mommy of a full house of 10. I am a author, the contributing author of the Healing Anthology Project, and I'm also currently working on my memoir as we speak, and I am super duper excited about it because I am 2 chapters away from being finished. So that's so excited. It's been a very long time coming.
Oh, I'm excited about that. We got to do another podcast for that.
Girl, 2 chapters. Yeah, right there. I see the finish line. I see it.
You there? You right there? Just keep going. Just keep going. Keep trucking.
Yeah.
So it's so dope. Everybody has, all this good new stuff going on, right? So Bestie, I want you to talk about Bestie. I call her Bestie, y'all. She know who I'm talking to though, right? Bestie, just talk a little bit more about your business and like what really made you like really want to put action behind your yes.
Oh, that's good because I don't know if I was doing it when I did the first pop. I wasn't.
Nope.
I wasn't. Wow.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, I know because it's crazy to me because I really haven't been doing it for a full year yet.
Wow.
I want to say I really got into it in June, but my bestie and I, we talked about it for some time now when I was living in Willenboro. And G, we also talked about it too, but I was scared, y'all. Because that was just a big move for me and I didn't know where it was going to end up. And a lot of times we get so afraid of failing. We don't want to put the action behind the yes, right? So as I was talking to it with my bestie and a little bit about it with Gigi, Gianna, sorry, G girl, sorry.
You good? Here. It's all right. Right.
My bestie was talking to me and we just it was like a whole epiphany. Then I woke up. I was like, I got the name. I texted like, Bestie, I got the name. It's going to be called Lock in My Glory. And then she was like, yes. And I was like, but I still was afraid. I didn't know where to start, where I was going to do. She gave me a link for me to, LOC my name so I could see, how everything was going to run with that. I did that. And then it was just like, boom, it's happening. And I remember when I was living in Willenboro, I think we were kind of transitioning on coming back, Northway because the commute with my husband and I coming from Willenboro, he going to Jersey City, I'm going to South Orange. It was too much. So we was kind of trying to transition there. It was this one girl, her name was Courtney. And she called me and she was like, hi, is this Joshina? And I was like, this is she. He was like, well, I found your name on the Sister Lock website, and I'm interested in getting Sister Locks. I said, okay,
Right.
I'm gonna call you right back. I hung up the phone. I was like, Bessie, somebody called me, and they said he was like, Bessie, tell her you gonna pick it. So I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, and I didn't think that anybody was gonna travel that far.
Wow.
Stolen Barrel, she's this way. This girl came for a consultation, booked her date. I did it, and then I was like, well, I'm not going to be here soon. She was like, I'm going to go wherever you are. I was just like,
that's a word right there.
Word.
Right? Like, okay. And
Word.
I did her. Next thing you know, we transitioned and moving. My bestie and her husband, they opened up their door for us to come, my whole family, the whole 5 of us. They opened up their doors for us to come and stay with them until everything went through with our new home that we purchased to move in. No hesitation. It was like, y'all gonna come here. And to the point where I was having clients, the clients was coming in to my bestie house, and Steve, my brother, I love him so much. He was just like, we gonna share the space. I don't gotta cut here. I'm be at work. You doing it here, and it was just like tag team. Next thing you know, my bestie like, you gotta put it on a Black owned page. I'm like, I did it, and it just skyrocketed. 5 people turned into 10, 10 turned into 15, 15 turned into 40.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been skyrocketing since.
I love it.
I love that.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm. That's so dope.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's inspiring, I feel like, to somebody, right? Because it's like you said, like you was like literally you was on the fence, like, do I want to do it? Don't I want to do it? You know what I'm saying? And then not even knowing like what it's gonna look like. And at the end of the day, that's not up to you.
Yeah.
If you just, you know what I'm saying? If you just even do it through the doubt, you know what I'm saying? You'll be able to see, what it can grow to be. But if you don't start,
right,
you know what I'm saying? You never know.
Yeah.
So that's a word.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Because I've always did hair, but I never did locks. So I was familiar with doing weaves and braids, but I think it's because it was something new. And then I seen everybody doing it, but when God says something is for you, it's for you. It doesn't matter how many people do it.
That's it.
For you, it's for you. And when I tell you the amount of people, like even them blessing me and me blessing them, the people that I'm reaching, it's just been impeccable.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope. That's definitely dope. Tempest.
Yeah.
Pop up.
Oh God, here we go.
No, right? So I know you were talking about when you in 2021, right? My mind is moving faster than how I want to speak my words.
Right.
So you talked about you only have 2 chapters left, right? Of course, I don't want you to go into detail, right? But I kind of it just made me think, like, because it may be somebody out there that may want to, write their book, right? Tell their story, right?
Yeah.
What has that process looked like for you during this journey?
It was rough, right? Just being transparent. It wasn't easy because, for me to write a memoir, I think what happens is you go back to those places, right? You have to actually go there. And so being like spiritually grounded and mentally in a space to be able to go there write in that moment, get in my writer zone, and to remove myself when need be to do regular world stuff. It's a process. It's an actual process. So what I noticed is, for so long, everybody who's known me in a piece of my story, because everybody's come along during bits and pieces, are like, you need to write a book. You need to write a book. And so I've been trying for years, but a lot of my trauma happened as a young girl. So if I start there, it was hard to get through that because I wasn't in a space to get through it in order to write it and be okay with writing it, and going there, removing myself, doing everyday life, working out, home life, and still be able to go back into it and get into it. So it's a process, and I would say, stick with it because it's worth it. Like Sheena said, what's for you is for you. And for me, my book is like, it's so funny. Like, I've read little inserts of some of my chapters with my teenagers and stuff. And they're just like, because I have inserted like positive moments and messages throughout the book, the entire book. And they're just like, no, mommy, this is your purpose. This is it. This is what it all was for. This is the one. Like, and so it's my purpose. It's what all of it makes sense. And writing this book, it all makes sense. And it's like, okay, I got it. But I would just say stick with it. It's never easy, but that's what makes that's what's worth it, right? That's the reward in the end, because nothing worth it is easy. And so it's rough. It ain't easy, but it's nothing easy about it. It hasn't been easy, and it's been a very long time coming, but I've finally found my groove, and I'm in such a good space to where I can do it successfully. So stick with it.
Good. That's good. That's dope. I'm super proud of you. Because you know how you could always say, like when you never really been through something, you're like, oh well, I can't really relate. I can relate all of what you said. It's rough. It's not easy. But I can also relate to that, living through your purpose. And my oldest son, he read my book. And what he said to me, he was like, Mom, I didn't even realize like you went through all that, and you had all that going on at all. And he said, and when he said to me, that book is really dope, I was like, like, so I am living through my purpose.
That's
okay?
right.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, girl, kudos to you. It's because we all have a story, to tell, and to be able to be vulnerable enough to share your truth and share your story, and uncover and unveil the traumas, the hurts, the pains, but also with being able to acknowledge what you needed to heal, but then also showing people what you have acknowledged and healed. Like, that's a beautiful thing. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And still understanding that, again, like Gianna and I were saying, before both you and Sheena came on, like, it's a continuing process.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not one and done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you guys, this was from you guys were all on 2021, and look how much you still are uncovering and unveiling and still walking through.
So true.
Dope. That's dope, yo. I'm ready to like jump up and run around.
Right. It's tough. That's dope. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, listen, I'm here for it, Tim.
I know.
Let me get my order and I need my book signed. Okay. I need my book signed.
Yes.
I'm happy. I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you and Sheena. And Gigi.
Yeah, girl.
Now I know you said you was a sophomore, right?
Yeah.
Right. So and now you are a senior, right? So just talk about what's new for Gigi, you know, after she graduates.
Yeah, I would say so. First, to get here, like I was telling Naisha before we got on here, like reviewing that reflecting mirror of when we started 2021 to now, it's crazy. So to even be here and to see how much I've grown is like, and I'm sure we're going to get even more into that, has been like amazing. But after graduation, I am going to be a teacher, special education teacher.
Yes.
To Teach for America. I just passed my teaching license exam. Woo woo! Very excited. I'm going to be getting my master's in education. And I'll be staying here in DC. So I'm originally from New Jersey, for all those who don't know, New York, New Jersey. And I go to school here in DC, and I'll be staying here in DC. So that's what's new. I'm excited to experience, you know, as we get further, like the more uncovered me, just living authentically and freely in my purpose, because I feel like that's what these last 2.5 years have been about. And to honestly just do it like as a young adult, really just living through my purpose, honestly, unapologetically, not worrying about anybody else, to the beat of my own drum. And I'm just excited, honestly, for this next chapter. It's like people keep saying, don't rush it. And I'm not trying to rush it, but I'm like, all right, God, I've definitely soaked up all the things, all the nutrients, and I'm ready to close this chapter and get into this next chapter of life and just see what the journey has to like hold. So I'm super, super, super excited.
Right.
That's dope. That's dope. So what you said, what did you just say? You said you said something about authentic. What did you just say?
Authentically and unapologetically.
Right. So that brings me back to the hashtags, right? So y'all know I love a good hashtag.
Yes, hashtag.
So I went back, right? I went back to each one of you, your hashtags. Do any one of y'all remember y'all had your hashtag?
No, I don't.
I think there was something about authentic, and maybe
it was.
Okay. I think there was that. I think there was also, I think I might have said hashtag girl dancing in the mirror, maybe. Okay. I don't know. I just had to memory alone 2 years ago.
I don't remember.
So right, Gianna, yours, what you did 3 hashtags. So your hashtag was hashtag purpose and pain, hashtag break free, and then hashtag I am the authentic me.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I like
right?
that.
Bestie Sheena, yours was hashtag blessed, what you always say. And then Temp, yours was hashtag wildflower. Right. So, you know, I love a good hashtag. And I don't remember, I'm like, maybe I should have went back and listened to see if, like, you know, what, like, did I ask them, like, what was the meaning behind the hashtag? So let's revisit, right? So Tempest, just like, because I think you did give like a definition of the purpose of why you said wildflower, but I want to be reminded, right? So talk about why you chose that hashtag as your hashtag.
Right. And I can't tell you why I chose it then. I was just being listen. Right. I can't even tell you why I chose it then. I do know that it is my Instagram name. Temp is a wildflower, but it is my Instagram name because it's inspired by the song Wildflower that's done by New Birth, which is an old school group. And it is one of my most favorite songs because of the lyrics. It just sings to me or whatever. And I believe that I am ever blossoming, ever growing, wild and free, like with no boundaries. I wouldn't say any boundaries, but there is no limit.
That's good.
To my growth.
That's good. I like that.
I like that.
Hashtag no limits.
Hashtag no limits.
Hashtag no limits.
No
I
limit
need you to-
soldier. You see my army fatigue.
right. Yeah, hashtag no limits. That's dope. I like
Hashtag no
it.
limit.
I love it. All
Yeah.
right, G. So now you did now. Now let's see. I don't know if if you want to talk about it, right? But I remember after the podcast, because we always have a after party podcast too, right?
Right.
Oh, that's another one. After party pod. Come on now, after party podcast. But it was the reason why you purpose and pain, right? Something ignited in you about that, right? So only if you want to.
I got you, girl.
Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember I was telling Aisha, I was like, the first unmasking, it was just like that leap. So I was like, okay, I'm going to just share what I can share at the moment. And now being almost 2.5 years or 3 years, it's third year, like I can share. So like for me, the purpose and the pain one, I was going through a lot of transition. I had just had a breakup. I was like shedding like those friendships and really just like trying to understand why God had me in the place that I was in. Like I was just like, God, like what's going on? Like just feeling like your world was turned upside down. And then I had the break free hashtag to like piggyback off that because I feel like in 2021 and years before, I always was in this mold of how people thought I should be, what was expected of me. Like Gigi, the, preacher's daughter, Gigi, the perfect student. And it was always just expectation after expectation. And I didn't allow my own self to have a voice in who I was supposed to be. So that's where the third hashtag came in of I am authentically me.
Yeah.
Because even though I didn't feel it at that moment, it was in those hashtags and on that podcast that really ignited something in 2021 for me of like, I need to be on this journey of being Gianna wholeheartedly, whatever that is, and in every area of my life, because it's not like a church life, a home life, a school life, but I am Gianna wherever I go. And so going through all those things, navigating not just romantic relationship at the time, but even just like friendship relationship, like all those things, there was like a shedding, and you gotta grieve some folk. Like I didn't realize how much of a process like that is, and going through that, and even recognize, even examining my own childhood traumas. Like it was a lot of like layering that 2021 was like that start of me like, okay, self-work. And that's why when I heard you read them back, I was like, wow. Because like now I am free. Like I have no problem sharing my story, talking about that time. Whereas then it was like, even to just say that and name that was something. Whereas now I'm like on the other side of it. Done gone through the therapy, done gone through the tears, done gone through all the conversations with Aisha and Gina and all those things. And it's like, oh, I am authentic.
Yes.
And I just get so overjoyed, even just reflecting on that. And so, yeah, that's where I was in that space 2021. I was in a period of a lot of transition, in a period of a lot of like, digging up so that we can replant. So that's where I was.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
I'm so proud of you, G, girl.
Thank you.
Word. That is dope. That's dope.
Yeah, I love it.
I do. I love it. So, right. I added new questions, right? To
your pop-up.
Right. Right. So, and I feel like this is right, because going through the unmasking journey, right? You talk about what you're uncovering, right? You're talking about what you're unveiling. You're talking about, what needs to be acknowledged, right? And, what needs to be healed. And, you put an action behind your yes and all those things, right? And sometimes, we got to take a pause moment to say, whoo, I am so grateful that I am not where I was, at this time before, right? So my question is, to each one of you guys, and you can answer in whatever order you want to answer, but what are you most grateful about through this unmasking journey?
That's a good question. I want to give a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
Think about my answer. That was good.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of things. So I'm like, let me see.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, I feel like I'm most grateful for my sanity.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I feel like yes, and throughout everything with the unmasking and going through, like you said, going through breakups of friendships or people that was so dear to you, and just a life. We were living in a pandemic where we were just closed and boxed in for so long, right? Somebody else telling us if we can go outside or not. I think that for me it was my sanity that God kept me sane.
Yeah.
That's
So many
good.
people out here that couldn't handle the pressure. You know what I mean? That committed suicide, and it was just all over the place, or had to go to a crazy home. I'm grateful for and people that was in my life that I was able to be able to talk to and to release some things out. A lot of people don't have that. And Bessie, you say it often. I'm an advocate for therapy. Go see somebody. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
whole that stuff in it's Gigi. It was plenty of talks you and I had. You know what I mean? Just releasing some things. So I'm definitely grateful for my sanity.
Yeah.
That's good.
I want to piggyback off that because that's what I was going to say. That first, shout out to my village. Shout out to the village because they held it down. Like, I know I'd be crazy. I know I get on their nerve. But one thing that I'm grateful for is that village never made me feel like it wasn't okay to not be okay. And I am so emotional just thinking about that. Like, I am so grateful that I have people in my life that were like, gee, you just went through some really traumatic experiences. It's okay that you are jacked up right now. It's okay that you are broken down right now. And that doesn't make you weak. And I know that as someone who thinks that, crying is punk behavior. Like, I had to unlearn a lot of those things. And it was because of my support system that no matter how many times I had to talk about it, no matter how many times I had to cry over the same things, it always gave me the same amount of grace like I told them the first time. And I am so grateful that people gave me the space to not be okay, especially talking about those expectations of myself. So it was like they show up for me in a way that had I known that it was always okay not to be okay, I would have done it sooner, but better late than never. And so that is what I am 100% grateful for.
Yeah.
So
I would have to say I'm most grateful for the ability to be transparent. That is so major, and so many people haven't. I haven't mastered it, right? But so many.
That's real.
It's real.
That's real.
That's transparent. I haven't
Word.
mastered it. However, I have grown, and I'm continuing to grow more and more and more comfortable with transparency and understanding that my story is not mine to keep. And through whatever is going on, whatever things are going on in life, the smallest to the largest, transparency can literally save someone's life.
Yes.
By them just knowing I'm not alone. Dang, this is going on too.
Right.
Oh, it's not just me, and it's just real. It's real. And I mean, I can say that I don't even know you, Sheena and Gianna, but I know that you guys are transparent. If you're here, there's a part of you that has to be transparent, and that is amazing. You know what I'm saying? So being able to be transparent and real and honest is just, I'm so grateful to have tuned in, to love myself enough, you know, to love myself enough to say, regardless of what I say, regardless of what I put out there, it's a greater purpose.
Yes.
It's a greater purpose. And some may not get it. Some may not understand. Some may judge. Some may feel some type of way, but it ain't for them. Then it's not for them. And that's okay.
Word. That's dope. All y'all answers is dope, right? So I'm gonna also answer the question too,
Yes.
right? What I am so grateful for is, and I'm piggybacking off of pretty much all of you guys, right? So definitely being able to be vulnerable enough to be real.
Yeah.
And really just be me, right? Because I always share this with everybody. I think now it's just like, you can't talk to me for more than 5 minutes and not realize like, oh, she just gonna give it to us, right? Because for so many years I suffered in silence.
Yeah.
I did. I suffered in silence. I kept quiet. I didn't say anything. I didn't speak up. I felt like I had a muzzle on my mouth. So for me, I'm just so grateful that God, ignited something in me for me to understand that I do matter and that I do have purpose and I need to live through my purpose. And living through my purpose, what that looks like for me is to be real, to be honest, but most importantly, to be me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I love it.
Yeah. So, it's a beautiful thing. But it's also work. It's self-reflection.
Okay.
And I feel like I've learned that even on a deeper level. I feel like even starting like this year, right? Like when you begin to like point the finger, I'm always like, I'm pointing a finger, right? But what that other finger is pointing back at me, right? So now understanding, right, like when I'm going through something or maybe something is triggered, right? Like, okay, I can't always look at, is this person, they did this to me, they did this to me, they did this to me. I gotta look back at me.
Yeah.
What happened? What's making me feel this way? You know what I'm saying? Because now that's what's gonna help me be a better me. Because now I'm doing the self-reflection work and I'm taking it off that person. Because at the end of the day, they may not even realize that they hurting me or that they said something to hurt me, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever the situation is. But understanding that I gotta be a better me for me.
Yeah.
Right.
In order for me to be good for others around me. Oh,
Okay.
that's good, mom, y'all. Hey,
Period. Period.
That's dope. This is dope.
I like it.
I want to do this like every month.
I like it. It's a good idea.
Everybody coming on, saying hello.
I know. Hi, everyone. I know.
Hey, everybody. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.
Yes.
I appreciate everybody coming on and supporting. Again, I appreciate these ladies for their willingness, again, just to be open, and honest. Right. This is a beautiful thing. Even though it's uncomfortable, it's still a beautiful thing. Right, because you can see your growth, right? Yeah. You can also self-discover some stuff too as well, right? So that is a good segue to my next question. Right. And listen, y'all, let me just tell y'all, usually I give a questionnaire,
right?
Yeah. No, not this time. No. No.
They were not on the spot. Yes.
This is on the spot, right? So like I said, that self-reflection work, right? So what are some things maybe that you guys have during this this journey, right? This continuous journey, what have you self-discovered about yourself, through this unmasking process?
I'll go first. And I'm gonna just call it like I see, because like lately, like I've been like, really like dealing with this question, like realizing that some things I was the problem. Like just straight up. Like it was there were situations that I was placed in and all those other factors do have a point. But realizing like, no, some things you just have to take accountability for, Gianna. You did not handle that with a lick of sense or with a lick of, the holiness, Shondo. No, it was great.
Shondo, no.
No, exactly. And I think, and for me, God is still working on me. Pride is something that, I'm working on. It's a challenge. And so I think on this journey, realizing like, Gianna, it's okay to be wrong. And not taking it as this like fatalistic, oh my gosh, I was wrong, I always have to be right. But like, no, I took an L, and the only way you learn is to get better. And I like my girl Tempest said, I'm not mastered that. I still have my tips. Sometimes like, God, like, but they did. And he's like, they did, but let's take accountability. Right. That was one of the things that one of my goals for 2023 and on was, Gianna, you have to be accountable to yourself. I can't control nobody else and what they're doing or anything. I have to focus on me, myself, and I. And so realizing, I think what I've learned in the self-reflection and realizing even being responsible for that healing is that some things it's my responsibility, but also some things were my own doing. And it can't be all woe is me all the time. And so not looking at myself as the victim, because it's one thing to say that, but when you are, constantly giving all those other outside factors and not taking any kind of accountability, it's like, well, the actors have changed and you still have this tendency and this behavior. And so once I realized I was kind of repeating cycles in my self-reflection, and I'm like, God, I thought he was like, we are, but you're not looking at you. It's not the people. There's something still inside of you. And so I was like, oh, okay, sir, lower your voice. But I was just like, right, because God be talking real loud when talking to me, because he knows I'm a little hard-headed. I feel like that's something that I have learned and I am learning, to really just take that accountability. Like it might be uncomfortable, it might sting a little bit, but everything you want or you do is not the right thing, and you got to just sometimes just learn from those mistakes.
So,
gee, that's good, girl.
Yeah,
that is good. That is good. Tempest, Sheena?
I would say I've learned that in taking accountability, G, I would say I've learned that I am a procrastinator. I know that. I've been knew that.
I like how you say it too.
Right. I've been knew that, but I've learned how I'm learning and working on how to prioritize in a way that will turn the procrastination into productivity. So I'm becoming more productive, way more productive, only because I've learned how to manipulate my procrastination, if that makes sense. I've learned, yeah, I did.
Right.
That's all, because here's the thing, right? I don't know. It could be a part of who I am. It could be a very bad habit. It could be both. The fact of the matter is, I'm not saying that I don't procrastinate anymore, but I've learned what I can procrastinate with. So I've prioritized, okay, this, and this got to get done. I have to handle this. I have to take care of this. And that'll go at the bottom of the list. So if I end up procrastinating, it'll be with the stuff that's not as important.
Gotcha. Listen, that's real.
It's real.
And that's your self-reflection, that's your self-discovery, right? And that's
Right.
something that you're working through. It
Right.
just goes to show you that, right, again, it's not done.
It
You know
ain't
what I'm
done. It's
saying?
not a one and done thing. It's not a one and done thing. Like, and for me, like, even with writing the book, that is a priority. Like, I can't procrastinate with that anymore. So, social media, I can procrastinate when I'm going to scroll through, but I can't procrastinate when I'm going right.
Right.
So I'm learning, and it's working to, my greater good. So
That's dope. That's good.
That's
That's
good.
good. That is.
That's great.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. No, that was real. It was a real, my thing is I love when you can be real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, sometimes just with having conversations with people, I feel like, sometimes we just become so conditioned to wanting people saying what we think people want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Which then it only does you a disservice, because at the end of the day, you're not being real with yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know that you need to work on some stuff, like, it's okay for you to say it and say it out loud. Like, you know what I'm saying? First of all, you're not gonna go to jail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good. It's a part of doing the work. It's a part of doing the work. So yeah, I love the realness. That's what I'm, and that's what I'm looking for. And I feel like the more that we are able to show people real and be who we are and let them know, like, this is what we're working through, this world could be a better place, man.
Okay.
If people
Better place.
if people were just honest with people and themselves.
Ooh.
Yes.
Neck roll. Y'all better do this,
everybody, at the same time.
Yes.
Period.
Period.
Oh my goodness. Last but not least, my bestie.
I know, girl. That girl, Gigi and Tempest. I like that.
Right.
So for me, okay, so we did a thing on November 12th, 2022.
Yeah, we did a thing.
We did a thing.
They did, y'all.
We did a thing. We became elders.
Yeah.
And guys, I still was like on the fence about all of it, even afterwards. Because I felt like I've watched elders just do whatever they wanted to do, right? And one way this way, another way this way, treating people this way. And I just didn't want to be in the mix. So I struggled with that because I felt like we all were just tied together. So for a long time, I was, even though I was grateful, I was being obedient to doing what God needed to be done, I still felt like it's something I didn't want to do, and I was disappointed at God because I didn't want to, but at the same time, I still wanted to be obedient, right? So I was talking to my bestie, like, I don't want this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be where everybody else. And for a long time, even coming back to church, I felt like this is not where I want to be because of relationships. So I kind of wanted to just go my own way. So I felt like I don't feel like that now. I feel like God did whatever he needed to do, not for everybody else. And I had to kind of see that it's not for everybody else, it's for me. So now that I'm realizing, like, all right, I see it now. I see it now. I could stop being angry at myself because I didn't want to accept it. So, and I feel like because of that, I was dealing with the unforgiveness, the having the headaches, the chest pains, because I didn't want to accept it. So I'm now in a place where it's not about everybody else. This is my walk. This is about me and where God is appointing me. And now that I'm realizing it, it's like, dang, all right, that's what you meant. All right, I see it now. All right, I can accept it. And now I feel like I'm in a better place. I'm good. So for me, it's not worrying about what nobody else think or what nobody else sees, because it's not about them. It's about me and my journey.
That's right. That's right. That's it.
Self-reflection work.
That's it.
On you.
And because it's kind of sad, like, it's not about, like, what are you doing? Like, it's not about everybody else. It's about you. You gotta, like you said, you gotta self-reflect on that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna deal with whoever I need to deal with in my own time, but I'm dealing with you. Worry about you, and that's it.
Right.
That's it.
Right. That's
it.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good. Yeah, we did a thing. We did a thing.
Girl,
They did.
That thing like what?
Right.
But I'm here and I'm blessed, and I'm like he really shows up and he shows out.
Yeah.
Every time. Every time. He really does. That was good. That's so we have Shavonda. I wanted to say Kayla's mom. They look just like twins.
Yes.
We have Shavonda. She is she just entered, so I'm gonna put her on. Let's see if she could come on. Hold on. Hey!
Oh, you look cute, girl.
Thank you. I just came home, well, from class, but working in class and then home.
So let me just introduce y'all to Shavonda, right? So Kayla, like I said, Kayla was supposed to come on, but because I mixed up the date, Kayla wasn't able to do it. So when I called Shavonda on Tuesday, I was like, so since your daughter can't come on, I thought you would just be the best next person. Came from you. Right. So thank you so much, Sunshine, for coming on. I appreciate you. I know you at work, you had school,
so late.
but
yes.
No, you good. You was dedicated. Right. So we was actually just talking about, doing the self-reflection work, right? So I'm just gonna ask you the question, right? I'm putting you right on the spot.
I'm not ready. Okay.
Right. What are some of the things that you have self-discovered about yourself, during this unmasking process?
Okay, so I realized that since I had my unmasking series with you, session rather, I realized that I don't know when to let go. Like God gives me so many outlets, and I choose to stay. So I'm struggling with that, even today. Instead of like really sitting down and hearing him speak to me and redirect me so many times, I just choose. That's that control that we talked about before, being a control freak. I'm learning that I don't know how to let it go. I can say all the right things and kind of force myself to take the proper steps to go in the right direction, but in the end I find a loophole. I'm still gonna do what I want to do. And then I justify it by with my emotions. Like, I'm supposed to do that. Well, this is just how I am. This is the type of person that I am. I'm a loving person, and sometimes I'm too loving, and it backfires. So I'm working on still to this day trying to work on listening to God and listening and following God's redirection.
That's good. That's good. That's the work. That's the
Yeah.
work. That's what it's all about. It's not,
Yeah.
it's not about, my apostle bishop dad always says, people they don't want to see the glory, they want to hear the story.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And behind all that of, because yes, there's some beautiful moments, right? We do some beautiful things, right? We look beautiful and all that stuff. But what is it? How did you get to where you are? Like, what are you doing? What steps are you taking? You know what I'm saying? So that it's all about the work that you do,
You
and
know
that
what?
you
I wrote just recently, like yesterday, maybe 10 minutes ago. No, every day I realize that I'm still partially masked.
Mm.
I was it took a lot for me to share, and I was really transparent about what I thought could have been like everything or a lot of things, but then I realized that what, I'm still like half this side. It's still kind of masked. I, masked in a way where I'm only allowing people to still see bits and parts of me and the things that I go through and the things that because I want the control. I still
Yeah.
want to have. I still want to be in control partially in some type of form. So I did realize that I'm more masked than I thought. I'm gonna say
That's good.
that.
It's another layer,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Up to
So
the
hopefully,
uncovering.
right. So hopefully by the time you do, the second season return, I will
Right.
be completely and totally unmasked, or even just, the last layer. You don't
I don't.
you
You
don't
know
really
what?
realize how many layers you have until you start to peel them back. I'm like an
Exactly.
onion. I'm truly an onion because I'm like constantly peeling. I get to a point where I'm like, oh, okay, I'm good. And then I have to peel another layer back.
I
You
don't.
know,
I don't.
I personally don't think that's ever going to be a thing
Yeah.
for any of
Yep.
us.
Yeah.
Yep. I was
I
just gonna
don't
say
think.
that.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see that here, right? I just don't think we'll see that here. I think that's what it's about. I really feel like that is what this life is about.
Right.
What this living is about. For us to continue to unpeel and grow, unpeel and grow. I don't think.
without the pressures. That's my
Yeah,
issue too, because I put
yeah,
so much pressure on myself
Yeah.
in trying to perfect what I want to be seen. I'm gonna say that.
yeah.
So that unmasking process. So I
Absolutely.
have to learn how to do it without the added pressure. Not even from other people. It's really from myself.
Yourself.
Right.
So,
Right. Because that's who matters.
Right. And I think if we normalize unmasking, it's just going to be a process. Like,
Right.
that's what allows us to be relatable, because it's like right now, like we're talking about how far we come, but we're still, you're not alone. The control is real. I'm like,
Okay.
God, like even
Control what?
this little thing, I can't control it. Like, it's not even that big. And he's like, no, like, and I think that that's what keeps us human. It keeps us humble. And I think when you take that pressure off, and I'm still learning that too, because it's like, but God, I have to get it now. Like now, it's like making this test that he's not even testing you. He's just like, our apostle bishop dad always said, like, it's just so that you have an update on where you are and where you're not. And I think I'm trying to normalize that in my life, because the overachiever in me is like, I gotta get it done now. I have to get it. And it was just like, no, like we're peeling back the layers. It's gonna take some time. Like it, and like trying to normalize that in our everyday life, I think will save us some, time and peace. Cause knowing that, all right, we got this layer today. The next layer, maybe a couple months from now, another year from now, or even the next day.
True.
But one thing I can honestly say is that lately I've been like, I get up in the morning and, you know, as I'm brushing my teeth, I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I'm repeating what Apostle Bishop Dad said a couple of weeks ago, which was even if you're not going forward, don't go backwards.
Yeah.
And when he said it, it resonated with me. It sticks with me, and I try to apply it to every situation in my life.
That's good.
Whether big or small. I'm like, nope, you don't want to go back there. Just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Even if you're not moving forward, don't go backwards, you know? It kind of, it's like, at first I'm like, well, I don't want permission to stand still. But in the process of me standing still, I got to be able to be quiet and listen. So maybe it's a time for me to be still, you know? It's just like, don't go backwards though. So that resonates with me like daily.
Yeah, standing still is not always a bad thing. I love that.
Yeah. Hashtag stand still.
Stand still.
I know I love a good hashtag.
Hashtag stand. Okay.
Sheena, what you gonna say to that? I saw you had your hand. I want to make sure you got your.
No, I girl, I forgot, G.
Oh, okay. You know, I'll be looking out for my sisters. You go ahead an opening.
No, you guys are talking about layers of skin. So, and she is like, you got to pull them back, and she's not fully unmasked. I don't feel like none of us will ever fully be every day. You got to remember, it's 3 layers in the skin. We got the epidermis, the dermis.
Come on.
You better teach.
You better teach.
You better teach on this here podcast tonight, epidermis. Come on.
Pop up.
Come on.
We get a cut, right? We get a cut. It heals. That skin layer comes back. It comes back thicker. Every time we deal with something new, we have to work even harder to keep it unmasked. So every day we wake up, we're masking because we are covered in those 3 layers. That's it.
That is
laptop.
That is it.
It's the lipstick. It's the lipstick, okay?
That's it.
She ain't come to play with y'all.
That is it. Come on now, layers.
Right. Right.
Hashtag layers.
Hashtag layers. You just took it out. I was about to.
Yes. And there's layers to this, okay?
Okay.
Right.
Yo, that was good.
That was good.
That was
because
really
it's the truth. It's the truth. And you feel like you be like, dang, like, you know, I want to be unmasked. Like I want to do it all. And then be like, nope. Pause in this. You gotta pause. You gotta sit in this unmasking.
You gotta celebrate. You gotta celebrate each layer.
Yeah.
Yep. Because each layer is a process. Right. And at the end of the day, you gotta go through the process. But you also, how are you waiting in the process?
Right. Right. Because even with her healing analogy, when you cut something, if you keep picking at the scab, it's never gonna grow back.
Come on.
Okay. Don't touch it. You
come on now.
Yes.
So
I grow through what I go through.
Okay.
Okay.
So what it tells me is God cuts, but he ain't gonna keep cutting because then you're gonna hit a nerve.
Yep.
Don't
come on.
You better come on.
Yeah. My God.
This was good, y'all. This
was
good. This was good. But it's time for us to go.
Oh no.
Right. So
we gotta take this show on the road, girl.
I know, right? Unmasking World Tour. Don't have me start prophesying now.
Come on now.
Okay.
Unmasking World Tour. I can't with Gianna.
This is the one. This is the one. Okay.
Yeah, this was good though. This was good. I appreciate again each and every one of you ladies. You know, you all are near and dear to my heart. I have a personal relationship with each and every one of you. So I thank you, you know, from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you. Right. But before we go off, right, if you could think of one word, right, just one word and an encouraging word that you can give to somebody right now, what would that one word be before we leave off?
forgiveness.
Ooh, yeah, that was good.
That was good.
I'd
Yeah.
say
What was it, G?
push.
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 I'd
Dope.
say grow.
Dope.
Grow.
I say pray.
Dope. The one word that I think of is just be fierce. I couldn't think of one. So I said two, be fierce. Be fierce. So with that being said, I thank you again, ladies. I love you and good night to all.
Good night.